Hey there, everyone. My name's E, and welcome to Hedgetown, the podcast where we discuss the strange, unusual, and the weird hyperfixations of Generation Z. Whether that be an unusual Mitski fascination or a strange obsession with the world of Minecraft, we've got it all here for students like you. Today on set, we have my good friend and literary here at MSA, Lauren Stamps. How are you doing today, Lauren?
I'm doing good. I've had a really nice day today.
That's really good. Okay, so I brought you here to talk about cat boys and e-girls, the fashion of Generation Z.
Oh, man. This will be fun.
True. So, being a stylist person yourself, how do you feel as though fashion has changed since TikTok came around?
Well, first of all, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. I feel like TikTok has definitely had a very positive influence on, like, not only artsy people and alternative people, but also, like, our generation as a whole, because there used to be like this awful stigma against alt fashion and like goth and punk and like scene people and just people who want to dress different like unusual. But now, because of TikTok and other like social media platforms, it's becoming more like acceptable to dress how you want and properly express yourself because it's being seen by more people and more people understand it. And you see like alt fashion becoming a bit more and more mainstream, and some people are like a little about it, but I personally think it's great. Like, the more people who can like dress how they want and truly like embrace who they are on the inside, on the outside, is like really cool. And you can see all these people on TikTok, how like they've cultivated their fashion sense and sharing it with everyone else. Like, I personally follow a bunch of like people who are into Lolita fashion, and I find that so fascinating. I could never do it because I'm like broke.
As we all are.
Yeah, and it's like seeing so many subcultures being represented on a platform as big as TikTok, and you can see they get millions of views, and it's so nice to see those subcultures and those fashion genres. I don't think
Definitely.
I don't think that's a phrase or a word, but like.
What would you say is your fashion style in particular?
Oh God, I don't know. I kind of change it up every day. Because
so there's no aesthetic.
No, it's a different aesthetic. Like, as like if something looks good and I'm like, yeah, you know what, that could work, I'm gonna wear it.
Oh, definitely.
Like, I was actually talking to my friend. They're like, Lauren, I can't pin down your aesthetic because one day you'll dress in like this like colorful pastel look like I did yesterday, and then I'll be like, and then you're like an indie newsboy. I'm like, thanks. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's just like depending on how I feel that day and depending on what's not dirty.
Going from the Beatles to Girl in Red to Jasmine Bean all in 1 week.
Yeah, it's just like whatever I have that's like not dirty, and I can put something together and just like, I don't know, like express how I feel that day. Like if I'm feeling like, woohoo, I'm gonna like wear something bright and like kiddish and, you know, something that makes me feel positive and happy.
Definitely kidcore.
Yeah, I've actually like bought, like I recently ordered like these big like this big box of like little tiny like hard plastic hairpins.
Oh,
that you would get, like at the beginning, like not the beginning, like in your early childhood. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. So hopefully I'll be able to wear those soon.
Now, see, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a Mitski fan?
Yeah.
This explains so much on so many levels.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so from your perspective, do you think that experimentation with fashion and gender is a good thing?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like fashion itself is a good way to like come to terms with your gender identity as a whole, because like I know a lot of my friends who, you know, they find themselves when they experiment with, well, I believe clothing should have no gender, but I'm going to use these terms, like more masculine clothing or more feminine clothing, and you're like, wait a second, this feels a lot better than it should.
Exactly.
I have found out that I am non-binary by dressing out of the norm, and I feel like that's really good because people, like, when you figure out who you are and like how you identify as, it can improve your mental health and your confidence so much. And if fashion or like clothing and alternative fashion, like if it can help people find themselves, then like absolutely it's such a positive impact. And I love that TikTok and other platforms are making that more making it more accepted and like, you know, like mainstream.
Do you feel like gender and fashion have definitely blended in the past few years?
Oh, definitely. Like, I remember I was, like, you know, like, see any media that's made recently, and you'll see, like, girls rocking, like, suits and, you know, Harry Styles in his skirt, and it was like, oh, yeah, that's a king right there. And you're like, you know what? Especially, like, I guess more progressive people, because, like, you know, family, you know, but you can see, like, people don't really have, like, yeah, a girl can wear a suit and a guy can wear a skirt if he wants, and if that's what they want to wear, then, like, they can wear it. And, like, I really love that, because people can tie clothing to their gender identity, and, like, if it's, like, allowing them to express themselves, then, like, it's really good. I know I'm just repeating the same thing over and over.
You're okay.
I'm just trying to think of something else to say.
How do you feel as though non-binary fashion has impacted our generation personally?
Oh, man. Well, I'm not personally non-binary myself, but I can see, like, Simon in particular, like, a student here. Oh, my God. Phoenix, amazing. Like, I'll see
2 of our
them.
visual classes.
Yes. I'll see them, like, in, like, the hallways, and I'll be like, wow. Like, that's someone who is just completely absorbed in, like, what they love to express themselves with, and I love that. And I see on TikTok, usually people who are more eccentric in the way that they present themselves do tend to be non-binary, and it's because, like, they aren't held back by a lot of those, like, gendered clothing options. Or
so it's definitely a lot more freedom as far as fashion and gender identity go.
Because, like, if you can break free of the binary gender system, you can absolutely break free of, like, normal, boring fashion.
Definitely. So it's a whole new twist. Well, thank you for coming on set with me today.
You're welcome.
It has been wonderful talking to you. Everybody remember that this is a podcast that happens twice monthly, and you can subscribe to this podcast on the MSA Rise YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us today, Lauren. Say bye to the audience.
Bye! It was a quick time, but it was a good time.
Bye, guys. See you next time.